Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a plant tour, and this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while as someone who has a lot of green witchery in their magical practice. I have lots of plants and I need to talk about them, and this will probably end up being like an annual video, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what it looks like next year when I'm at university, because it's not easy to look after plants at university, especially as the university I'm going to is not near where I live, so I can't easily like take my plant home. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm so excited to show you guys all of my plants. I have been neglecting them a bit. I should have been more careful. I should be being more like kind to them, but I just find throughout winter my plants just get really like icky, and I don't really want to do anything to them because they all just look really sad, and I'm busy with studying and stuff, so I'm not giving them the attention that they deserve. So hopefully after this video I will want to look after them more, because I should really look after my plants. That is one of the most basic things of magical practice you could do, literally just watering plants and making sure they're all right. Anyway, let's get into the video. Also, it's important to note that this is a scaled back version of what it was before. Last year I had tons and tons of plants because I had loads of plant babies, but I haven't had chance to plant new plant babies this year, so I just have a lot of like propagations, which you'll see. So I have like a normal amount of plants now, but last year it was crazy. So yeah, let's just get into it. I need to stop talking. So I tend to keep a lot of plants on my window ledge because the lighting is not too extreme, but it's also like good light. The lighting in my room for making videos is horrific, but for looking after plants it's alright, I suppose. I think we are north facing. We have a north facing garden, and there's lots of trees and shrubbery and everything in our garden, as you guys see from my videos, so I don't get a lot of light, even though my parents next door, they get really good lighting in their room, so I've started using it for filming. But yeah, it started being sunny now, and my room doesn't look much different. There's just some flickering on the ceiling from the pond. So yeah. Firstly, we have this plant and its babies, and I think this is one of the ones that started off that was really small, like this big, and it's just grown. So I bought it from a garden centre, and it was really small, and it grew, it had babies, so now I have 3 of them. These 2 are looking better than the other ones. This is my incense jar, even though I hate incense. Whenever I use it, I just put it in here to extinguish it, and it just lives on my window ledge rent-free. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, this is the first one. So this is the main one that I had, and it's looking all right. It's looked better, but I think I should look after it more. It might even, does it need a bigger pot? I don't know. But these ones are hard to water because they don't need watering very often, so you can't often tell whether they need watering or not. So yeah, and then there's this one, which is a baby of this one, which has grown a lot. And then we have this one, which is beautiful. This is one of my favourite plants, and this is one of my mum's favourite plants that I have. And I bought it from a supermarket. I literally bought it, like, the bus dropped me off in the wrong place once, near a shop, and I decided to just go in the shop, and I wanted to buy a plant, so I ended up buying a plant from the bus dropping me off in the wrong place. So yes, and it has this beautiful pot, and I originally got this pot for my violet inch plant, which you'll see later. It's probably like the 6th generation of my violet inch plants now, but yes. So yes, I really love it. It looks like a lily. It's so beautiful, and it's grown from being, I will show you the pot that it originally came in, but it's grown so much since I originally had it, and yeah, I have neglected it a bit this year, so it's got a lot of dead bits when before it would never have any dead bits, but it's just so beautiful, and it looks so nice in photos and stuff. Definitely one of my favourite plants. Then we have this one, which I bought from a supermarket as well, same supermarket as that one, and it is so beautiful. And this one has grown a lot. This one was originally in a really small pot, like one of the ones that's like that big, and it was a fish. Where is it? Yes, it originally came in this pot. So it's a little fish pot, but I keep my hair ties in there now. Oh gosh, so it's grown a lot since then, and it's just so pretty. So I really love it. Why won't you focus? There we go. Then we have this one. This is not a plant. This just looks nice. It is some dried flowers. I got it from doing Christmas wreath making a couple years ago. Then we have some water from the Chalice Well in Glastonbury. We have this one. This one's looking so sad. So that's a baby of the ones that we saw in the beginning. And my dad potted this the other day, and it's just looking sad. So I hope it can regenerate a bit. Maybe I should water it. But I am a bit lazy with watering. I need to kind of get like an old washing up bucket or whatever to bring to my room and then water plants, and make sure that I do this like every 2 weeks so they get a good watering, because I find it too laborious to take each individual plant downstairs to water it, which is what my dad ends up doing for me, and he doesn't have the time for that, so I shouldn't rely on him with that. But I usually just use this old water bottle to water my plants, but then they don't get watered properly and then it ends up spilling out all over the side. But yeah, and also I don't really buy nice pots. My family buys nice pots for their plants, which you'll see later, because I am going to share my family's plants as well, just because they're part of the house, they're part of all of the plants. Even though I don't personally own them, they're still my plants like they're everyone else's. So yes. So this is a plant that I bought again from a supermarket, and it is going through its death phase. This plant often goes through a death phase and you can't really rejuvenate it. It just kind of decides to die after it's lived for about a year. So I just take cuttings and then it has babies. So it's a lot better doing that, because or else it just completely dies. So it's nice because then you get a brand new plant that looks really nice and then there's no like death on it. So I'm just waiting for this one to die, but I need to chop off more of the things and do some more cuttings of it, so that I can have a couple of plants. But I have one that's looking really good right now of this, which is a baby of it, and that is this one. It lives in my bathroom. It did look better. There's starting to be a lot of death. I don't think it is liking how humid it is in here, so I might move it into my room, because its colouring is starting to go a bit weird. Yes, so that is the baby of the other one. This one really needs cutting as well, because it's just getting a bit leggy. So yes. Then we have my violet inch plant. Now this is the plant I've had the longest. It's had the most generations out of all of my plants. I bought this in 2020 and I tend to propagate it all of the time. Like I have propagation up here in this, oh my gosh, in this Fanta bottle, so you can kind of see where the roots are starting to form on it. I need to add some more water to it. I always forget to top it up. And then also we have this baby of the one that you saw that's on my toilet. So it's grown a lot of roots, but I haven't had a chance to put it in a pot yet, but it's really, really pretty. I really, really love it. And it's in this bottle, which I got from the airport in Iceland, so I really, really love that. And then over here we have my jade plant. So this jade plant is really, really cute, but it keeps getting infested with things, which is really annoying. It originally started as 3 different growths, and then this one is the only one that survived. The other 2 died, so there was like 3 different sprouts things, I don't know. So yeah, but it is really, really pretty. I'm really excited to see it grow more and more, because jade plants can get really, really huge and they can get like little trees. So yes, I really hope that this one survives. I'm trying to look after it, but it's really, really hard, because sometimes they're thriving and sometimes they just aren't, so it's hard to know how they want to live. But yeah, I used to take into account like the lighting levels and stuff like that, and being careful that they're not in direct sunlight. Like this one probably shouldn't be in direct sunlight, but yeah, I don't know, we shall see. I probably need to move this. I probably should not put it on top of here, it's probably a really bad idea, but oh well. Also, here's an update of my brother's bonsai. It's so cute. I've been doing updates in the vlogs I've been doing, and it's just so sweet to see them grow. We then have one of my pothoses. I don't even know how you say plural of pothos, but yeah, it is a cutting that we planted. So it's in this dinosaur pot, which I got when I got the green plant. I'll put a thing on the thing. All plants are green. I don't know how to explain it. It's the one that looks like a flower. So yes, it has grown a lot since it was in this pot. And we never really have any pots that actually fit properly in this pot. So it usually just sticks out like that. But yeah, it's such a nice pot. It's so quirky and I really, really love it. And I can't believe that I literally got it in Sainsbury's. And here is my original pothos, and it has grown loads and loads and loads since I first had it. It's getting really, really long and I really, really love it. I got it about a year ago, I think. And I have always wanted a pothos. Like for years and years and years, I have wanted a pothos. Like at least since 2019, maybe before then, because it is like the most famous houseplant that people talk about on YouTube and social media. So I was so glad when I could finally buy one, but it took forever to hunt one down, and I finally found one in a garden shop. So yes, I'm really, really happy with it. And my dad was really, really jealous of it, so he asked if we could keep it in the lounge. So that's why it now lives in the lounge, and it grows down this lovely cabinet thing, and it's often in the background of my videos because I tend to edit when I'm sitting on this sofa, so it's usually in the background. And yeah, and yesterday we moved our flaming sword plant here, and this used to look really, really cool, but it only flowers once. Sometimes it can flower more than once, but ours has only flowered once. So it's still alive, but sadly not got a flower, but I'll show you a picture of what it did look like when it flowered, because these plants are so beautiful. We also bought that in a garden centre, and it has a nice pot because my parents bought it and they buy nice pots, and I save my money for buying more plants. So yeah. Also in this room we also have this anthurium, I think it's called. I only know that it's called that because I remember it from Animal Crossing, because before then it was just known as the plant that had flowers that looked like they were made of plastic. So yes, this one's really, really cool. My dad has put so much work into making this plant thrive, because for the longest time it would not flower, or it would just have like a singular flower. So he's finally been able to get it so that it has some nice flowers on it, because it's really, really sad when it doesn't have flowers on it. It just doesn't look the same. But it's such a cool plant, and it looks really, really beautiful. We've had this a couple of years now. I think we bought it in IKEA, and it's just really, really pretty, and it really gives a lot of personality to this room. So I'm very, very grateful to have it in my home. We then have this plant. I don't know what it's called. I call it a Sharon plant because this online plant website, I can't remember what it's called, it calls the plants human names, and this one's called Sharon, so I don't actually know what it is, but it's really, really pretty. It's my mum's and it's got a really nice pot, so yes. We then have these two plants. So we have this one, I can't remember where my dad bought this, but this one has gone huge since we bought it, because it was kind of like normal sized, and then it's just grown and grown, because this pot is, oh my gosh, it's huge. So yes, but it's very, very beautiful, and the leaves look really, really nice, and it is so satisfying when you get a new leaf grow, because when it first opens it looks like so shiny, and it literally looks like it's made of plastic. It's so cool. And then they grow up, and just the texture and the detail on the leaves are just so beautiful, so they're so nice to look at. Then we have this big plant, which is a plant that we had wanted for ages. Like, as a family in this room because since we moved here we wanted some like big plants to add some greenery to this room. So this one we finally got and it looks so beautiful. This one mainly belongs to my mum, so that is really, really nice. And it's great for a backdrop for videos. I love filming in front of it. We then have this plant which lives on my piano. This is my piano. And it is I think it's a lily of the valley or something. I can't remember what it's called. It's a peace lily. I play too much Animal Crossing. But this used to flower. It doesn't flower anymore. Don't know why. Can't remember. I used to know a lot about them, but I've kind of been neglecting it because it hasn't been flowering. Oh, we've got a new leaf. That's a good sign. But it always tells me when to water it because it starts going droopy, but I need to look after it more. It's just really hard to look after it because I can't put it in a space where I will see it often because it's just so wide because the leaves go out a lot. Like, it doesn't work on my window ledge anymore and it's too dark in my room, so it lives here. I really need to look after it more. We then have this plant. This is my parents' plant and it really looks nice in this corner next to my brother's guitar, so it's really, really cute. We also have another pothos on the fridge. I really want to add some more cuttings to this pot because then it will look more pretty, but there's not a lot of light here, so I don't know if it's going to thrive. I think it might be alright because there is some kind of light intensity, but it's difficult. And then finally we have some of my cuttings which I really need to pot up. We have my ivy. My ivy very sadly died, but it was very beautiful. But luckily these cuttings are still alive, so I'm going to pot them soon. Then we have this violet inch, and look how crazy that root network is. I really need to pot this up, and it's had lots of new growth even since just being in here, so I need to add some more water to that and then pot it up. Then we have this pothos, and it started to root. That's so cute. So yes, I highly recommend saving old like pasta jars and old plastic bottles that look nice to put cuttings in because then you can get loads more plants out of one original plant. And finally, I want to show you some of my personal outdoor plants. So we have, this is my rosemary. I propagated this because my dad bought some rosemary. He bought a rosemary plant and I took a cutting of it and it has grown into this, which is really, really cool. And then I have my apple trees. So I ate an apple once and I saw that the seeds were sprouting, so I put them in some wet paper towel and they sprouted even more, and then I planted them about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I can't remember, and they've been growing ever since. They keep getting this like rust disease, which is really, really sad, and they are still alive. I started out with 4, now we just have 2 left, but I'm glad that they're still going. And they look like they've got some new growth, so that's really nice to see. I don't know how long they're going to take to grow, but it's really nice just to see year on year how much they grow more than the last year. So yes, and then that's my brother's mint, which looks like it's starting to grow back because it always dies back and then it comes back again, so it's really nice to see. And I think that's all of my personal plants and our indoor plants. And yeah, that's it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming on a tour of my indoor plants. I hope it was interesting to see what kind of plants a teenage witch has, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.